Hello, people. It's Captain Reckless, and I just saw Ready Player One, and I'm fucking insulted. You know why? Because I've read this book 2 times, and the reason I read it twice is because it's a great book. It's fucking amazing. I'd give it a 10 out of 10 because that book is just marvelous. And if you haven't read it, I recommend you get a copy and you read it or get an audiobook because it's actually a banging book. Now, that film probably included about 10% of the book and 90% of Hollywood bullshit. And Ernest Clive, the guy who wrote this great book, yeah, if you oversaw this film being made and allowed all that bullshit to be put over your masterpiece, yeah, then you're a joke. That's the only way to put it. Because only a man who doesn't respect his own work would let someone do that. Now, if you read the book and seen the film, you know what I mean. And if you've just seen the one, you're probably gonna think, "Oh, it was amazing. There was all colourful, it was an animation, and it was action." No, no, no. Shut up. Like, listen, yeah. It's not all about action. It's not all about how it looks. It's about the field and it's about the story and it's about the depth. Now, that's one thing this film lacked. So much depth. We weren't properly introduced to Wade and about his life. We got a little snippet. We was like, oh, it's Wade Watts. I'm broke. Da, 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 da. We weren't showed about nothing. We weren't showed about his life. We weren't showed about how his mum was a fucking prosy and a stripper, and how fucking he's dead broke, and how he couldn't even leave he couldn't even explore the Oasis because he was too broke to even afford transport. Like, we weren't shown none of this. We weren't shown about the depth of his friends. We weren't shown about we weren't shown about how he knows H, how he met Daito, how he met Shoto, how he actually met Artemis the first time. So much depth in this film was just cut out, man. And probably one of the main things here, which made no sense to me, yeah, is that they didn't really explain why 80s culture was referenced and so important in this film. Now, this film's all about James Halliday and his egg hunt. James Halliday is the guy who obviously created the Oasis, and he created this egg hunt, and it was and all the clues and all the references and all of everything he loved, yeah, was 80s culture. He loved all the 80s music, films, shit like war games, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, he loved all the 80s stuff. Yeah, but we weren't told that in the film. Now, unless you read the book, you wouldn't know why they're referencing so much 80s stuff in the film. You wouldn't know why there's Rush songs playing. Like, you wouldn't know that, and it didn't really expand on it, which just made no sense because that's such a key part to the story. Then on top of that, the whole film is like it's on fast forward from start to finish. It's like they're making the whole film seem like it was done in mere weeks, when sorry, the entire book spans the course of probably a year, where the clues which they dumbed down so much in these films, yeah, in this film. They dumbed down the clues on a ridiculous level, yeah. Some of the clues in the book took them months to figure out. Actual months of hard work and them grinding and trying to figure shit out. And it's like this film is just such an insult to the book because they added so much stuff, man, that just wasn't needed. And it's just like, realistically, yeah, if you made the film based on the actual book, cover to cover, yeah, that film would have been 10 out of 10. I promise you right now, yeah, you make that film based on this actual book, yeah, it would be 10 out of 10. But right now, all I can give that film is a fucking 5, and that's me being generous. Now, one thing that really got my nerves, yeah, is all the things they left out, yeah. So I'm quickly going to go over, yeah, some of the key things that they missed out in this film, yeah. And first thing, which I've already said, is Wade being broke. But the fact that he was broke, yeah, allowed him to find the first clue and solve the first riddle and solve the first task, yeah. Wade is broke. And in the Oasis, if you're broke, you can't move planet. You can't go anywhere, yeah. Now, because he's broke, the only reason he's using the Oasis is because he's going school through the Oasis, yeah. So he's on one of the school planets, education planets in the story, yeah. Now, when he's reading the clue and reading the riddle, he figures out that the riddle means the location of one of the keys is on one of the planets where the schools are. So he finally so like in the book, he finds out where it is. It's in a labyrinth which is based on like an 80s retro game. And then like in the book, he's like battling through the maze, getting armor, getting swords, actually leveling his character up from being bottom to actually being half decent. Then when he gets to the end, he finds an arcade cabinet with a classic game called Joust, and then he has to fight like a demon, like a sort of thing called a lich. He has to fight a lich in the arcade game called Joust, and then when he wins, he gets the copper key. Now that is exciting. That's the first task, yeah. In the film, the first task was a race. There is no race in this book. They've simply added that to entertain the mindless, stupid masses who are going to go see this film and think, oh wow, this race is amazing, the graphics are great, and the graphics were great, and the race was cool, but it wasn't part of the story, and it's an insult to the book because of like in the book, yeah, the contest was going on for 5 years, yeah. No one even got close to cracking the clue, yeah. In this fucking in this film, the clue was so fucking obvious, bruv. All he had to do was drive the driver's car in reverse, and then he won the race, and then he got then he passed the riddle, and it's just like that's not how simple it should be. These are supposed to be tasks that are near impossible unless you're of the highest level of like player. Because at the end of the day, it's a game made by James Halliday to test people. So only the best person would win this. Any dope can drive in fucking reverse. So I just thought that was just stupid and just ridiculous. Yeah. Next thing, there were in this film there was only three challenges, and three challenges yielded three keys. In the book, there's three challenges which yield three keys, and each of those keys leads to a gate. And once you enter the gate, there's another challenge you have to do inside the gate, which gave you a clue to get to the next key to do, and so on. Yeah. Now they cut out all the depth for this, yeah, and in the film it's all basic Betty and just like I said, entertaining the simple masses, yeah. And it's just like if you read this book, yeah, some of these challenges, yeah, are fucking great, man. Like it's great to read, it's great to the scene, you get the feels, and it's just like it's just amazing. Like it's a great feeling. And then another thing which they cut out was so yeah, Wade's trailer gets blown up, yeah, and the way they done the scene was just so bad. Like they tried to make it all dramatic with him run into the trailer like there's bombs in there, get out. But in reality, when he was talking to Sorrento threatened him with a bomb, and he thought it was a bluff. So he said, "Oh yeah, blow it up, then do it, yeah." And then when he did blow it up, he felt it while he was hiding in his van. Then when he escaped, he saw his house was on fire, and he was like, "What?" He was like, "What the fuck?" And that's when he realized shit was serious. Then after that, he moves to I think it's Columbus to get the best internet connection, where he dedicates his life to solving the riddle, the egg, with the money he's earned through being passable because he's famous. Only after he finds the first clue. So this is after he's broke, yeah. And yeah, they done it their own little way, all dramatic and that him running, and then he gets kidnapped by the Resistance, another made up thing, where he meets Artemis 30 minutes into the film when he doesn't see Artemis until the last 5-10 pages of this book. He sees her in the Oasis, but he doesn't meet her in real life until the end of this book. But in the film, for the little Hollywood factor and for all the romance and for all the bullshit, he meets her half an hour into the film with the little made up resistance, which has no correlation, no relevance to the story, and just didn't have to be there at all, yeah? Next thing, Daito's death cut out completely in the film. That was an emotional part of that book because that's when you knew IOI was being serious. Obviously, with the bombing, you knew it was serious first year, but then Daito, he was on a mission with Shoto in the Oasis, and they pulled him out of his chair in real life and dashed him off a balcony. And Shoto came to Wade crying and shit, fucking emotional. Both of them were just like, "Raw, this is fucked." Like Wade gives Shoto a fucking the samurai sword, and we're just like, "Oh, we're gonna avenge him." And it's like, it's a mad scene, not in the film. Who knows why? It's a joke. Next thing, and this is the last thing I'm talking about, yeah, because I'm talking too much, yeah, because this book is too damn good, yeah. Last thing, yeah. Wade breaking into IOI. Now, in the film, they flipped it and made it so Artemis, aka Samantha, gets kidnapped by IOI and forced to be one of their slaves. That's how they flipped it in the film, yeah. But in reality, Wade forges records to make it seem like he's in debt to IOI. They kidnap him and basically imprison him in one of their load centers and force him to be a slave. When in actual fact, he allowed himself to get captured. He purchased administrator codes to access their database from inside the organization, hacks IOI, steals surveillance footage of Sorrento admitting to blowing up his trailer, admitting to him ordering the kill on Daito, and then he manages to program a robot. This is how crazy this, yeah. He programs a robot to carry an explosive towards the wizard who's controlling the orb, which is blocking people from entering Halliday's castle, and programs it to explode on the exact date when he he programs it to explode on the date where after he's done all this, he escapes. He escapes, meets up with everyone. Then Og, I can't remember his full name, but Og, the James Halliday's business partner, he was spying on the high five the entire time. Yeah, he flies them all out to his private mansion so they can do their final battle with IOI from his own like place. And it's just like, you didn't see none of this in the film. You don't even see Og until the end of the film, where he's like, "Congratulations!" and then they managed to rope him in to be in the curator of fucking the James Halliday study. When it's like, in actual fact, he was nothing even like that. And it's just like, bro, the film was just, oh man, it frustrates me so much because the book is so great. Like, it's such a great book, man, and I urge you to read it, because once you read this book, you'll realize that the film just doesn't do justice. And I just hope, yeah, that if Clive Ernest watches this video, yeah, bruv, fucked up, man. That's all I gotta say. You let Spielberg get his hands on it, and he fucked it up, man. He crystal skulled this book. I said it. I'm sorry. You should have just made a film which was this exact book cover to cover. You could have made it a 3-parter. You could have made it a 2-parter. I don't care. I would have paid to see it both times. I'm telling you, man. I didn't pay to see this film today, yeah, because luckily I got a friend who sorts me out, yeah. But if I paid to see that film, I would also refund. That's how bad it was. And it's not just the fact that you cut shit out, yeah. The film altogether was bad. The storytelling, bad. Depth, bad. Character development, bad. The pace of it. It was like a crackhead who just hit a lick of fucking crack and coke, bruv. Fucking, it was too hyped. It was too hyped, man. It needs to slow it down, man. It needs to have fucking, man. Just pace. It needed to just pace itself, man. It was focusing too much, trying to be an action film. This isn't like this is sci-fi, but it's not action, man. It's like a thriller. It's a thriller. It's got depth. It's got action. It's got thrills. It's got espionage. It's got all. This is your all-round book, man. And it's like, you didn't capture that. Because you haven't captured that, you've let a lot of real fans down. And that's why I'm making this video, because I'm so pissed off. Now, I'm gonna end it here. And yeah, my honest opinion, film gets a 5. And I'm really, really annoyed that I actually sat there and watched it, because it's ruined my whole perception of Ready Player One. Probably going to read the book again so I can clear my thoughts. But yeah, man. Way to ruin a book. Way to ruin a great story. But it's been Captain Reckless. Hope you've enjoyed my run. I could have went on for an hour. Believe me, I could have spoken for time. But try to limit myself and try to be as clear as possible. And if I've started or mumbled or anything, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not the best speaker at times. I do speak quite a lot and I do speak quite fast. So hope you've been patient with me. And thanks for watching. It's been Captain Reckless and peace. And fuck you, Spielberg. You prick. That's the one.